E3 2020 hasn't been in top shape as of late. Earlier this year, Sony made an announcement that for the second year in a row, it won't be making an appearance in this year's E3. Now, what's surprising is that the PlayStation 5 is coming out this year. So what happened? Well, according to Sony, we do not feel that the vision of E3 2020 is the right venue for what we are focused on this year. Sony will build upon its global event strategy in 2020 by participating in hundreds of consumer events across the globe. This is a red flag and also an indication to other studios that they can probably make use of other means when promoting their products instead of participating in one of the largest yearly gaming events. Now, to make matters worse, two things happened this week. First one is yet another leak on E3's website, and the second one is Geoff Keighley's decision not to be involved or not to produce E3 Coliseum this year, nor to attend E3 2020 at all. So let's start with a leaked tale from ESA, the trade body running E3. On February 12, E3's draft event version containing the list of confirmed exhibitors, ticket prices, and security measures were momentarily made public, one day ahead of its actual reveal. Here's the screenshot of the website from Eurogamer. Publishers like Activision, Bethesda, Sega, Square Enix, and Ubisoft will make an appearance this year. Although Xbox and Nintendo are not on the list, both studios have previously confirmed their attendance. This comes at an awful time when, just a few months ago, if you recall, the ESA leaked over 2,000 personal data information of those with media badges, including journalists, analysts, and content creators. So this is how it works. To claim the badge, people had to provide their name, phone number, home address, and any other information that's required. What happens is this information is dumped into a spreadsheet, which is then given to companies for them to be able to invite these people to their future events. Now, this spreadsheet was easily accessible on ESA's website. It was of course removed, but not until some were able to download the file. To add insult to injury, another leak last September 2019 also showed plans of how the ESA intends to steer E3 2020 in a new direction. Their event will center around fan, media, and influencer festival. The document also contains the approved floor plan as well as proposals to pay CNBC to quote-unquote control content and the message. During this time, Nico Partners senior analyst Daniel Ahmad shared the number of attendees last 2018 and 2019, with E3 2019 at a staggering 66,000 compared to hundreds of thousands of people who went to other gaming events. Bottom line is, how do we trust the ESA moving forward if they are unable to prevent leaks containing valuable information from coming out? It's standard protocol to be able to secure such information, yet ESA continues to haphazardly perform this way. Nowadays, Nintendo and EA just announced their games with Nintendo Direct and EA Play respectively, so it brings into question what the relevance of E3 is. How is it different from other gaming events? So that's the first story. Now let's move on to the next. Video game journalist, host, and executive producer of the Game Awards, Geoff Keighley made an announcement on Twitter that he won't be participating in this year's E3. He said, "For the past 25 years, I have attended every electronic entertainment expo. Covering, hosting, and sharing E3 has always been a highlight of my year. Not to mention a defining part of my career. I've debated what to say about E3 2020. While I want to support the developers who will showcase their work, I also need to be open and honest with you, the fans, about precisely what to expect from me. I have made the difficult decision to decline to produce E3 Coliseum. For the first time in 25 years, I will not be participating in E3. I look forward to supporting the industry in other ways and at other events in the future." For those of you who are not aware, E3 Coliseum, which started in 2017, is a way to bring fans closer to developers and special guests in the form of panels, interviews, and special events. Basically, this is a way to connect people outside of the industry with the games they love. In the past, the Coliseum featured developers from PlayStation, Square Enix, Ubisoft, and even Jack Black. Now, at first, and based on Geoff's tweet alone, it's not clear why he's not attending E3. I initially speculated it was due to the leaks that occurred, but then again, he also shared insights with GameIndustry.biz. Given what has been publicly communicated about plans for E3 2020, I just don't feel comfortable participating in the show at this time. I saw the E3 website leak this AM and said, you know what, I really need to let people know what to expect from me, so no one is disappointed. This certainly wasn't an easy decision to make, but I think it's the right one for me, and I wanted fans to know before tickets go on sale. He goes on to saying, I think E3 needs to be more digital, global, and inclusive in its approach to connecting gamers and celebrating the industry. I haven't attended E3, so in order to understand what it went through, I did a bit of research. E3 used to start as a place where every major publisher or developer would hold press conferences to showcase their products during the time when YouTube nor Twitch even existed. This was where Sony unveiled PlayStation back in 1995 and Nintendo introduced Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. E3 used to be an exclusive media and publisher event without the involvement of fans. Consumer tickets were only made available 3 years ago. Now with Nintendo using Nintendo Direct, EA capitalizing on EA Play, and other publishers hosting their own special events, what else is left for E3? There are so many good gaming conventions out there like Gamescom, Tokyo Game Show, and of course PAX. It was my first time attending PAX Australia 2019 last year and it was so much fun. Maybe because it's a first? I don't know. There were of course show floors for major publishers and even spaces for indie developers, retro and console gaming, VR, tabletop, lots and lots of merch, and other community events. But I digress. E3 has to stand out to show how it can be different from other gaming events. Otherwise, it runs the risk of getting eclipsed by its competitors. Losing Sony, who will most likely feature PlayStation 5 in their own event, is a huge blow to E3. And other major publishers may follow suit in the coming years when they realize that, hey, they can probably reach people better digitally or hold their own exclusive events, which I'm guessing will make them a lot of money. So that's it for today, guys. I'm Wisa. Thank you again for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notifications bell to receive updates on the channel. I will be back for more game news and possibly a new game feature next week. Happy weekend!